we'll do the live thing first. Like, hey everybody, welcome back to the Bigmark podcast. It's me, your host, Bigmark. If it's your first time watching, welcome. If not, welcome back. Like I always say, if you ever wanted to reach out to the podcast for any reason, let us know. If you wanted to come on, join us as a guest, let us know. If you want to hear about a topic we haven't covered yet, hit us up in the comments, reach out on the DMs at the Bigmark Pod, at the Bigmark Podcast, on Instagram or Twitter, wherever you're following along. And make sure you do that too. That's, you're already here doing the best thing you can possibly do to support us, is watching and listening, and wherever you are, whatever platform. If you're on YouTube, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And like I said, hit us up in the comments and hit us up in the DMs. And if you did want to go that extra mile, check us out on Patreon, patreon.com/thebigmarkpod. And there's a couple ways to help out and keep the lights on at the old Poddy Waddy studio here. So welcome everybody. Super exciting episode as always on the Bigmark podcast, but this one was super exciting for the boys in Wreckless Harbour. 2 weekends ago now. It seems not that long ago. We were chosen. I mean, we applied. So there's 270 applicants applied to the emerging artists to be involved with the Mariposa Folk Fest, which is in Aurelia. It's been going on since 1969. Don't even want to go into it. I can do an entire other episode on the Mariposa Folk Fest itself, but in Wreckless Harbour's efforts to try to get out a little bit more, get in front of some new ears, we want to play some more festivals. We reached out to Mariposa Folk Fest, and 270 applicants applied, and they picked 10 artists. Dean Penderson, Emma Lamontagne, For Ernest, Hunter James, J.D. Crosstown, Leah Holton, Lily Dipper, Pioneer, Vicky Brittle, and of course us, Wreckless Harbour. So we were super, super lucky to go on over to St. Paul's in Aurelia downtown. And my stepmom Andrea is from Aurelia, or grew up there a little bit. She kind of moved around, but went to high school there and stuff. And she came up and she was there with her cousin. It was really cool to have her there and be back downtown Aurelia, because we used to go up there and visit her dad. And Aurelia is, I've spent some time in Aurelia, let's just put it that way. So it was really nice to be back. And same stage that Gordon Lightfoot played on. Good Aurelia boy. Actually, I guess St. Paul's is there's a little school attached to the church too, and there's a picture of Gordon Lightfoot's track and field team in there. So he did it all. But again, we were super lucky to get invited out. We grabbed an Airbnb for the weekend. We said, because the showcase was on a Saturday, so we didn't want to have to drive up in the morning and have to be there, because it was a longer day, right? There's 10 artists, and it was slated at 1. I think it was 1 to 6. They were supposed to rip it or something like that. Anyway, the load-in was 10, so we just knew we had to get up there and make sure that we're not wasting too much time, or feeling tired, at least driving around and rushing around and making sure we're on time. So anyway, we rented an Airbnb, a really nice little spot that was kind of a part of a cottage, resort kind of thing. It was funny. Trevor in my band, his girlfriend Elle came up and she kind of said it feels like a set for a Hallmark movie, but it's just a few cottages that are on this property. And I don't know if the people who run the place live there or whatever, but they has a communal fire pit and all these different things. Anyway, we got this thing. It was kind of really close to the water. Obviously, it was still a little cold for any water activities, but it was super nice. Nice to be out in the fresh air. And Again, just gave us that opportunity to get a good sleep and ease into the day. We were the first ones to show up at the event and got to meet everyone, which was super awesome. And it was really, really well organized. I mean, again, it's kind of one of these things where they've been putting on this festival for so long that they're a pretty well oiled machine, even when it comes to these showcases. And it's actually kind of funny because we kind of expected, like, Mariposa themselves were promoting this showcase quite a bit. They were putting it on their website and on their socials and stuff, but we kind of figured, okay, like, maybe a few people are going to show up to this on a Saturday. And, so we didn't really even know how many people were going to be there to watch, but, and plus the adjudicators, which is obviously, it can kind of almost get a little bit weird, at least for me personally. Like I'd rather be playing in front of a handful of people I would much rather play in front of a lot of people rather than a handful of people. The more the merrier, in my opinion. The more people there, they kind of like turn into one mass, and you don't really see them as individual people. But when there's not very many, you can kind of see that, and the pressure seems to mount. But again, it was a pleasant surprise to see that, like, basically the church was full. So, like, however many people are fitting in this church, probably like a couple hundred people at least. Like, it was packed, and all great listeners. It was a super great crowd. We did our sound check thing, and we're hanging out, and there's like the church basement. So we're starting to meet everybody. We're meeting this band from Toronto, Lily Dipper, Dane Penderson from Cape Breton. So we were catching up with him, Vicky Brittle. All these people are kind of, all milling about, and we're chatting with them and hanging out. And we walked over to Alley Cat Music. This is kind of all before, because I think we had sound checked at this point, so we knew that there was a bit of time before we went on, because we were slated. There was, again, 10 acts, so we were slated to go in the first 5 as the 5th group. So we kind of knew we had some time and wanted to grab a little lunch before things started. Went over to Mariposa Market, which is a phenomenal market in downtown Aurelia, and grabbed a little coffee there, a little nosh, and went over to Alley Cat Music, and it was like this really cool music shop, which I remember going back to way back in the day, probably like mid 2010s or 2012, I want to say, which is about when they opened, they said. So we actually got to see them again as an expansion, but when I was lucky enough to go into this record store when it first opened. But really cool spot, really great selection. I grabbed a really cool Gord Downie record. And again, it was kind of one of those things where, we get to chatting with the guy, and he's saying, oh yeah, I used to be in a band, and our drummer's dad is the sound guy for Mariposa. Like, he's doing the thing right now. So like, we were like working, and we're saying, oh man, hopefully we'll see you in the summer and all this stuff, and just kind of joking around and having a good time. Because apparently for the festival, it comes up like the main street in Aurelia too, and they have stages right downtown, and people play right down there. He said the emerging artist stage is right there, so it sounds like we'll play there. But anyway, we get back in, or hanging out. We're listening to all the other bands go, super fun. And Emma LaMontagne goes up and like kind of making jokes, and is like a little funnier, and we're like, shit, we got to like punch up our words a little bit, because we practiced like mad, right? Like, obviously when we first heard that we even got the showcase was, I think, a month, maybe 6 weeks before the actual showcase. I think it was less. I think it was like a month till our showcase actually happened. So we got together as much as we could. We practiced like crazy. We came up with the idea to actually use Trevor's dad, like bring him up on the stage and use his harmonica skills, because he actually played on our record. He plays on our song Flickering Lights. He plays on the record. So we're thinking he was coming up to watch the showcase. Why don't you jump up on stage with us? And so we were practicing with him. So we chose 4 songs because they basically were like, all right, you guys got 20 minutes, which is about 3 songs. So we were thinking, okay, maybe we can do 3 or maybe we can do 4. And we were really trying to fit it in and make sure, and we were like playing to a timer and doing all this shit and making sure that we were right on time, because I was super worried that if we lost track of time and we were kind of like getting close to going over that 20 minutes, they're going to think, what the fucker was with these guys? They're going over time. We said do 3 songs. Now they're doing 4 and they're going over time. I was not interested in that. And I didn't even want to come even close to that 20-minute mark. And I didn't want the judges like looking at their watches and getting on. Now I'm imagining in my head before we did all this stuff that there was going to be like a panel of judges there, like it was like old school, or it was like some movie, or like, you know what I mean? Like that we're playing in front of these people and there's some people sitting in the back, right? Like that's what I was imagining. But I had no idea where the judges themselves actually were, who all the judges were. I imagine some of the people I met during the day when we were setting up were the actual judges themselves, but they weren't really kind of making themselves known, which is totally fair. And all the other people in the audience also had a ballot that they could fill in and like put their favorite bands too. So we're kind of playing to the whole crowd, of course, but we didn't really expect that to happen. So anyway, we're preparing, we're making sure we were basically hitting about 17 and a half minutes every time. So we're thinking, okay, that should be great with our 4 songs. And we're also like practicing our banter of like what we want to say in between the songs. I know it sounds fucking not conceited, but like contrived, but it's not. It's like, hey, we got to talk. We got to show that we're performers as well. So we were super excited, I felt super relaxed, but also really excited to be up on stage. And I felt that nervous energy. Like I hadn't felt that kind of nervous energy since I was playing sports. So that was awesome, an awesome feeling to have again. Get up on stage, play in front of all these people, hot crowd. Like I said, 4 a band and 3 other performers went ahead of us. So we were the fifth performance of the day, and the MC also said, hey, we'll take a little break and you go to the bathroom after. So I bet everyone was waiting to go to the bathroom, but the crowd was hot. They were really responsive to what we did. They were really excited. I was loving it. I was playing my heart out. Everyone played really well. Mike, Trevor's dad, was phenomenal on the harmonica when he came up. You know, we got the crowd laughing. And right after we played and we did our thing, and boom, we leave the stage. And it was kind of like one of those feelings where like, if they don't choose us, we fucking played our hearts out. And I don't know what that means, but we played as best we could. And Trevor and his dad were hugging and having a little moment just because they fucking played like really, really well. So super exciting. It was really cool to have be a part of that moment. And we stuck around, watched the rest of the fucking crew get after it, the other 5. And boy, oh boy, as much as I didn't feel that nervous energy, I hadn't felt that kind of stress since, probably the last couple minutes of our Ontario championship when I was playing Beefs, when we were playing the Ontario final. And we were up by like a touchdown, not even, and there was like minutes on the board. I was like, fuck, we better get this. Anyway, we all get called up. The MC calls up all the artists to the side of the stage, and they go, thank you everyone for coming out, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And they start naming people, and they go, it was really hard to choose 3 because they were going to pick the top 3 out of the top 10. So we had to make top 3. You know, you don't have to make the best, but you have to make top 3. And we're like, fuck, okay, hopefully. But like, there were so many good other bands. Like, I kind of went out of my way not to listen to any of the other bands before we played. Whatever. I didn't want to hear them. Just to not even just think about, not even because I don't think that they're good or don't want to think that they're better. I just didn't matter to me at that moment. But it was great to hear them live and just get blown away by some of the talent. And it was phenomenal. But, it was like in the moment where they were announcing the names, I was like, what if they don't say it? Because I was like, up until that moment, I was like, they're going to say it. I was really feeling, kind of manifesting it. Trev's tarot cards were showing the fucking cups and shit or whatever the hell was happening. And up until the moment where they named 3 other artists before us, because they said, hey, we're going to do 4. We're going to allow 4. It's too hard to pick 3. We're going to actually pick 4. They named 3 other artists, and that 4th artist, when they said Wreckless Harbour, I fucking died. But in that moment, between the 3rd and the 4th, that lingering, those seconds in between, I was like, what if he doesn't say it? But thank God he did. I was super excited. I felt immediate. I felt so bad for everyone who didn't get it because everyone was so good. But at the same time, I was super excited, and we were all fucking pumped. And Trevor's girlfriend, was filming us and filmed our reaction when it happened, and it was fucking incredible. I mean, good for her for filming us. I hope she would have deleted it if we didn't get it, because we wouldn't look so happy. But either way, it was an honor to be there. It's an even more of an honor to be chosen. Like, we're now a part of this echelon. Like I said, I'm going to I'll do another episode on the festival itself, but just this year alone, I want to say, I'll give a little sneak peek, at least at the Mariposa lineup this year, including Wreckless Harbour. But Father John Misty's going to be playing, Sharon Van Etten and the Attachment Theory, St. Paul and the Broken Bones, Steve Earle, Cottonhead Road, Billy Bragg, O.C. Elliott, Taj Mahal and the Phantom Blues Band, all Bar Brothers, tremendous, Dan Mangan, lots and lots. Sharon Lois and Brahms going to be involved, Fox Warren, the Free Label, the Great Lake Swimmers, Leith Ross, The Longest John, Sarah Harmer, Ruben and the Bullhorn Singers, Yukon Blonde, Jake Vadland and the Sturgeon River Boys, and Wax Mannequin's going to be the other Hamilton band there. So we're super excited to be representing Hamilton. We're super excited to be, representing everyone who's always been there for us. And ever since I told the boys too, I said, listen, ever since we all picked up our instrument for the first time, since that moment, it has led us to now. And I want to thank everyone who's ever supported me and supported us as a band. And it means the world. And again, you do these things, you play music because it satisfies something in your soul. It gives yourself a creative outlet. I love the camaraderie. I love the connection. I love the flow state. But when you start making your own music, you also want people to hear it. And we have the utmost faith that our music is great. We love our music. But when you start playing for other people, that's not your friends and family. That's the true test. And we're really fortunate to have been loved so much. I mean, my gosh, it's wonderful. We're extremely grateful. It's exactly what we wanted. So again, it's almost one of these things where it's hard to not say the words, like, it's hard to believe, because we believe in it. So it's not hard to believe, but at the same time, you never know until other people actually tell you. So when they do, it's very validating. So again, thank you everybody who's ever supported, and thank you all who came to the showcase, all the other artists, the other winners. At least we were talking about the other 3. So Dane Penderson, the kid from Cape Breton, our dog, he's a good kid. We're looking forward to him. JD Crosstown, phenomenal artist as well. And Vicky Brittle were the other 3. So we're really looking forward to playing with them, getting to know them a little bit more, probably seeing them around, hopefully more often. So we're really looking forward to it. Tickets are going fast. I don't know if you're listening to this, when you're listening to this, but maybe we'll see you at the fest. And stay tuned for another episode focusing a little bit more on that. So we're super excited. Thanks for following along. We had a great night afterwards. Went back to the cottage thing we had, hung out, had some cigars, drank some beers, and it was lovely. So again, we're super grateful. Congrats, Wreckless Harbour, and stay tuned for more this year. All right, everyone. Thanks for listening. Love y'all. We'll see you next time.